money making eyes raining like confetti.
Welcome to the belly of the beast, to the den of the Illuminati, home of the almighty media. That's how powerful we are, that's how influential we are, and we're not stopping anytime soon, so get used to it. This is the Black Ops division of Flow Sports. We're dropping nuclear bombs today.
What up, everybody? Welcome back. Who's Number One podcast back in your life. We're doing this thing again. Who's Number One is coming up October 20th next week. This is our last show before the big show. Of course, I'm Reed. We got Corey here. We got a new guy in the back, Trey.
Trey.
No, this is Trey. Looking sharp. You got a haircut for the show and everything. And then, of course, we've got calling in all the way from who knows where, Hollywood Mike. What up, Hollywood?
Yeah, I'm still in Rio. Till tomorrow. Changed up my sunglasses today. Didn't use the Gucci's. I almost didn't wear them today. In the words of the wise Tex Johnson, only assholes wear sunglasses inside. But then I realized I am an asshole, so fuck it. But yeah, I'm excited about this event. Excited to talk shaving your balls. Got Gordon Ryan coming back. Got 3 title matches. We got Couch on the mix now. You got Levi in there. So yeah, I'm really pumped about this event next week. Remember, everybody, it's going down Wednesday night, not Friday. Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Wednesday event, like Michael said, another Who's Number One, man. We just had the Who's Number One championships. We're back again for another huge event, another badass event. But of course, like always, Corey, why don't you give them the shout out here? Give the sponsors of the show, Manscaped, their due. What do we know about Manscaped here?
Yeah, everybody knows about Manscaped, right? We gotta talk about our friends Manscaped. Mm-hmm. If you're not shaving your balls, you're doing something wrong, and Manscaped knows
absolutely,
it.
Absolutely. Here you go. You got the lawnmower.
Is that what Trey cut his hair with?
Yeah.
This cleaned him up right before the show.
Trey, you have personal experience with this?
Yeah, of course. I got a lot of experience. You know, I take the lawnmower and just trim up the sides a little bit, and then sometimes I take the weed whacker and I get, any loose hairs that are left behind. So big fan.
Okay, this is for your balls. I don't know what Trey's doing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is just for the down below. I don't know. I guess you can use it for.
Jeez, dude. I've been messing up.
But we got, what is that one called again? The thing you have over there?
The weed whacker.
Oh, yeah, the weed whacker. We got the weed whacker. We got the lawnmower, everything you need. We got a bunch of ball deodorant and stuff like that. Don't forget, promo code WNO. You get 20% off your purchase. Like I said, man, these guys are helping out the podcast, helping out the jiu-jitsu community. So support Manscaped. They're all over the place, and they genuinely have badass products that really work. So make sure you guys are supporting them. They're supporting us.
PSA to the jiu-jitsu community. This is not for your legs.
The ball reviver, the ball regenerator, ball preserver. They got all kinds of shit. So if you're into that, if you're into rubbing stuff all over your balls, code WNO, 20% off and free shipping.
There you go.
I'm trying to find those ad reads they sent us from last week about Freddy Krueger and shit.
Yeah.
Find that stuff.
Yeah, no Freddy Krueger stories from us anymore.
I found it. You want me to read that one again?
Yeah, go for it, Mike.
Okay. Do you know what's spookier than seeing a black cat on Halloween? It's shaving your balls with anything other than Manscaped. When it comes to below-the-waist grooming, there's no need to carve your pumpkins this Halloween because Manscaped is here to upgrade your grooming experience. Go from a bite-sized candy bar to a king-sized candy bar and join the 2 million men worldwide by going in manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code Who's Number WNO. 2 million men are using Manscaped?
How can you not support these guys?
That's
company.
a low
We need to
estimate,
ask for more money. They got 2 million dudes buying lawnmowers. Let me read one more. Oh wait, it actually says "do not read" in bold right here. But anyways, have you ever tried to trim your balls and turn it into a Freddy Krueger film? Well, luckily Manscaped is here to save the day and make sure you're smelling fresh with their new refined body wash. Why does the body wash make it so your balls don't turn into a Freddy Krueger film? I don't know. I don't get it, but.
That's just how it goes.
Make sure you go buy all this Manscaped stuff.
Yep, Manscaped, they're doing the damn thing. But let's get into it. Who's Number One? October 20th, the return of Gordon Ryan, 3 title fights, 8 matches total. This is a stacked card. I don't even know where we want to get started. We want to start at the bottom and work our way up. We want to talk about Gordon. What do you guys think?
Let's start with the undercard, yeah.
Right? I mean, pretty exciting new athlete on the prelims. Couch is in there for Pedro Moreno. Pedro won double gold at Nogi Worlds, got hurt, had 8 matches or whatever, and now one of everybody's favorite grapplers, the people's champ, Jacob Couch, is in there.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, Pedro Mourinho killed it last weekend. So eager to get him on the show, but nobody more exciting, nobody more exhilarating, nobody bigger in the space than the Hillbilly Hammer. So quite the replacement. And Hunter Colvin versus Hillbilly Hammer is still an incredible matchup, man. That one's fun. What do you think about this matchup,
Yeah,
Corey?
man. Jacob Couch, just seeing him last weekend at Nogi Worlds, had 3 matches in the superweight division. Super heavyweight division. 3 matches in the super heavyweight division. 3 submissions, a minute and 22 seconds total.
Damn.
He's looking really sharp. Feels like he's really coming into himself. I think that win over Roberto, who's #1 championships, definitely propped him up. I think it told the world that he's there to stay.
Dang. Heck yeah. That love that Couch is in there. He had a phenomenal performance. Took 3rd at Who's #1 Championships. He's back with a game opponent like Hunter Colvin, kind of clashing styles a little bit, I think, for the two of them. So that should be an interesting matchup. Trey, you've been hanging out with Gordon a lot lately these last couple weeks. Been doing a bunch of vlogs, putting them up on YouTube. If you guys haven't seen the Gordon Ryan vlogs, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. Got a bunch of sick content up there. But Trey's been making those. Trey, what's been going down with Gordon? What's been like hanging out with Gordon, preparing for his match with Philly Fresh?
Yeah, it's been pretty sick getting to hang out with Gordon and the New Wave crew. They're training at Roca's private facilities. Unreal facility.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen that, they got one of those like treadmill pools where you can swim and it's like jets in your face and all that. But Gordon, whenever he's been rolling and stuff, he's been obviously letting his teammates get him into some deep positions, like bad positions, and then working his way out. So I think that's going to be a major theme in the match with Philip Bro. I think he's going to let Philly Fresh get him in some kind of interesting positions, and then Gordon's going to work his way out of there. So I'm excited for that for sure. So Gordon seems amped. He's excited to be back on the big stage in front of the crowd. He said he's been wanting to get back out there. So should be exciting stuff.
Heck yeah. Do you feel like he's I don't know, what does he think about Philly Fresh? What's his opinion on Philip Rowe, the UFC welterweight?
From what I've heard, like Gordon saying stuff, he knows Philly Fresh is an exciting guy. I think he's looking forward to Philly Fresh coming out there and kind of just doing some unorthodox stuff, you know. Obviously, he's a big name in the UFC and all that. But more than anything, I think Gordon thinks it's going to be exciting because of the rule set, the exhibition style, where he doesn't have to like necessarily worry about his reputation or his record or anything. He can go out there and just kind of let Philly Fresh do some weird stuff, kind of play some weird games with him, all of that. So
yeah, this is a little bit of a different type of match. Michael, you want to kind of like preface us of what this match is, kind of, and what your expectations are for it? Like, what are we going to see during this match?
Well, I mean, the general idea is Gordon came to me and said he wants to get back to competing, but wanted to do an exhibition match first to try it out. So we set up this 15-minute exhibition. It's not going to count as like a win or loss under Who's #1 or anything. It's not considered a real match. 15 minutes. If someone gets tapped, you keep going. So it's like you can go out there, you can take a lot of risks. There's no winner, there's no loser. I think it'll be interesting. I think we're going to see Gordon try and show off some good techniques, probably market some stuff for upcoming instructional. And Phil Fresh isn't going to back down. He's going to go out there and have fun with it too. He's an entertaining guy. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this plays out. It's really interesting. So we're going to have the regular event. It'll basically the Who's #1 slower end with Mosquito versus Louisa Montero. And then after that, we'll have the exhibition to end the night. So, yeah, it should be a interesting change of pace exhibition match like this.
What do you think? Like, I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around it. Like, are we going to see, like, do you think we're going to see Gordon get tapped out? Do you think we're going to see, like, 3 submissions? Are we going to see, like, 20 submissions? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I think we're going to see Gordon showing a lot of escape stuff. I think he's going to let, like we see him do in the gym a lot. I think we're going to see him let Philip Bro put him in some bad spots, maybe put him in arm locks, whatever, in back control, and Gordon will show off. Gordon's got some really good escapes. He's got great technique on escaping bad positions. You don't see him there too much in competition, but yeah, I think we're going to see Gordon open up and be comfortable getting in bad spots against Philip here.
You were talking about this earlier, Corey. What do you think is the over/under in submissions for that final match?
You know,
because it's a 30-minute match too, right?
Yeah, 30 minutes, and you know, some of the betting lines are coming out, anticipating that, you know, maybe it's a long shot, but Gordon could get 50+ submissions. Now that's obviously, if that happens and you place a bet on that,
that's one of the bets. That is like a legit one of the bets.
Yeah, it gets a little more fair when you talk about 20+ or 10+, but I wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised to see at least 10 to 15 submissions in this match.
That'd be crazy.
Even Gordon coming out of bad positions, I think, his style is coming out of a submission directly into an attack.
I mean, that's his MO, right? What do you think, Trey? You got something?
Can I say the specific line for Gordon gets submitted, Corey?
Go for it,
okay,
yeah.
so it's plus 2,500 that Gordon gets submitted. I think if I was going to bet, that's where I'm putting my money. I do think Gordon gets submitted at least once in this match. I'm not saying that I think Philly Fresh would probably ever submit Gordon in a legitimate match, but I think Gordon's going to mess around with him so much. He's going to be getting in those deep position stuff. I think eventually Philly Fresh will sink one submission. So if I'm putting my money on anything, I'm putting it on, yes, Gordon Ryan gets submitted at least once for plus 2,500. I'm going to come home with just a big old bag full of cash. I might walk in looking like Hollywood Mike, act like I don't know anybody after that. You know what I mean? So that's where my money's going.
So it's just one submission is plus 2,500?
At
Yep.
least once, yeah.
At least once. Wow.
What's the line? First off, what are these lines on? Is this that
It's
name of the
betonline.ag. They're not live yet, but they'll be coming up.
right online AG? What was the line for Gordon gets 50 submissions?
Plus 2,500, same as Gordon gets submitted.
That would be unreal if he gets 50 submissions.
50. How many? Let me do some math here. 15 times 60 divided by 50.
That's like me rolling with Corey right there.
Oh, dang. Oh, wait, no. You think it's the
All right.
opposite?
It's like
That's-
Corey submitting
that's
me.
pretty hard.
Okay. I thought you were calling him out.
All right, if my math is correct, that's a sub every 18 seconds for 15 minutes. That's pretty fucking hard to maintain. Like, I couldn't tap my wife 50 times in 15 minutes. That's a lot of submissions in 15 minutes. That'd be pretty goddamn crazy.
But wait, it's a 30-minute match, though, right?
No, it's 15.
Oh, it's 15. My bad. Okay,
I
sorry.
may have to read you some of the math on
Okay,
that.
gotcha. My bad. Yeah. All right. Well, who knows what's going to happen there? That seems wild. But those, where can people check out the?
They're not live yet, but they will be up on betonline.ag later on this week.
Okay. Are we gonna? So we don't want to bet anything too much yet because we don't have the odds out. Is that right?
Let's take a look at it. I mean, we have the odds for the rest of the matches, and yeah, let's play around a little bit.
All right. Do we just want to jump into picks here, Mike? You want to say anything else, or you want to jump into picks?
Oh, yeah, let's just jump into the picks. We're going to start at the main event, or let's start at the main event and work our way back, huh?
Okay. Kick us off.
Let me pull these things up. Corey, you kick it off. You've seen these already. Let me try and find these odds that he put in here.
All right. So first, the last match of the night. Of course, we've been talking about it. Gordon Ryan versus. Okay, we do have them. So Gordon Ryan versus Philip Rowe, Philly Fresh. What are the odds here? Let's check them out.
So a lot of these are prop bets, right? Because there's no winner, there's no loser. So I think some of the more interesting ones, number of completed submissions by Gordon Ryan, 0, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, anywhere up to 50 plus, right? It has a line for it. So realistically, 15-minute match, I think between 5 and 10 is the safest bet here.
These are insane. These are crazy. Like, I love it. I love that they have
I think these are going to change because it even says here in the wording that they thought it was a
they got it.
match. So I think that these will change.
Yep, they got it wrong. That's why I was confused. So the things will change a little bit. Like I said, these bets aren't live, or these odds aren't live just yet.
All right, well, we don't know what the lines are going to look like, but how many times do you think Gordon can tap Philly Fresh?
In a 15-minute
Trey, what are you
match.
thinking?
Yeah, I'd say between 5 and 10 is probably the safest bet because 0 through 4, you have to call that shot, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. But I'm thinking 15 minutes, I'd say maybe less than 10, but more than 5. I'd give maybe once every 2 minutes, so 7 or 8.
Wow. I feel like that's a little high, to be honest. I feel like, Philly Fresh, elusive guy. Philly Fresh, he's still kind of a big dude. He's long. I'm gonna go with 3 or 4, to be honest. So I would go.
Yeah, 3 or 4. That sounds realistic to me. 10 sounds like a lot, man. Like 10 times. Just in Nogi with an athletic guy like Phil, just to lock him up 10 times over 15 minutes. But it is Gordon Ryan. But
yeah. I mean, we all obviously know how good Gordon is, but can't sleep on Philly Fresh either. He's going to be throwing out some things, and like I said, I think Gordon's going to be put into some bad positions, so he's not going to be always looking for the offense, looking for the finish. Maybe just trying to have some fun jiu-jitsu exchanges. I say 3 plus 325. That seems like a good bet. I'll do that one.
That's fair. It's every 5 minutes.
Looks like in the chat, Steve is saying 3 to 5. So our resident Discord expert and everything, Steve going 3 to 5. A lot of people are saying 10 max, 10 to 15. I agree. I think that seems crazy high and stuff. I think it would be funny if Philly Fresh just came out and kind of evaded him for a while, which is like, nah, I'm just not getting submitted. Obviously, it's not what we want, but it would be funny. Also, we've never seen Gordon come out and just be crazy explosive, right? And just hit like really fast chain stuff. So I think it makes sense to have less because it's slower build.
Mm-hmm. Definitely more than one, though.
That Phil has a shot at tapping it for real. Obviously, Gordon is going to take more chances. I think he's going to put himself in bad spots, so it's probably more likely than if it's a real match. Do you think that there's any chance that Phil taps Gordon in this match?
Man, personally, I think Phil's got a lot to prove in this match. I think he sees himself as a grappler, as an elite grappler. So I think a lot of people kind of dogging him a little bit. So, I think he's gonna come out and be like, nah, bro. Like if this dude gives me his back, or if I get this dude's back, like I think he's gonna sell out to try to finish Gordon Ryan. So I mean, I think he's got something to prove. I wouldn't be surprised to see him sell out and tap Gordon once.
If you're Philly Fresh and you're training for this, and you keep hearing that Gordon is gonna work on escaping bad positions, it might be smart to just work on finishing mechanics of like an armbar or something he's going to give you, right? So I don't know. I would take the bet that Philly Fresh finishes one submission, right? Plus 1,000. I think if he catches one, Gordon's going to maybe play a little bit more conservative or maybe not get that far extended, but I'd give him one, or at least I put money on one.
I think this is honestly a different Gordon Ryan than we've ever seen before. We've always seen the elite kind of like focused on submission, focused on the kill Gordon Ryan. This is a new Gordon Ryan. This is Gordon Ryan, the entertainer. Now, this is Gordon Ryan who's going to go out there and have some fun. So I think this is going to be a whole new fold for Gordon that we see. What do you think, Trey?
I'm on the side that I do think Philly Fresh will get one submission. There's two things that I'm pretty confident in at this event. I think Lucas Leitch is going to be going crazy in the corner for Natalie Hibero, and I think Philly Fresh will get at least one submission. I don't know if it's going to be he's going to actually legitimately lock it in.
What prediction is that? The coach is going to go crazy?
Yeah, dude, those are the two things I know. That Lucas Leitch for sure is going to be going crazy in the corner. Everyone knows that. So it's like, that's an easy mortal lock, if we're getting real loose with it. But, I think Philly Fresh, I don't even know if they're legitimately.
Corey, do they got lines on how crazy the coaches are going to go?
I don't even know how you'd measure that. But
from 1 to 10, how crazy does Lucas Leitch get?
I'm working on my own system to measure coaches' cornering intensity. So once that comes out, we might get some lines for the next one.
I don't think he's going to. I like Phil. He's a great dude. I don't think he's going to get any submissions on Gordon. I think it's just too big of a level of disparity there in the skills. But, it's going to be fun to watch. Watching Gordon's technique is always fun, right? It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to see what he's going out there trying to show off. I think they're both going to come out looking to put on a show in this exhibition match. Nothing really to lose. I'm looking forward to it.
Hell yeah. Let's keep moving on down the card here. Beatriz Mosquito versus Louisa Montero. Two of the greatest females to ever kind of step on a mat, and here we go. They're going to battle it out for a who's number one belt. We're crowning a 135-pound champion, a bantamweight champion. It's going to be one of these two girls. Couldn't have a better champion between the two of them. So let's kick it off. Corey, what are you thinking about Beatriz versus Louisa?
Yeah, Bia might be the greatest of all time, right? And the odds makers are taking that in consideration. She's the favorite, minus 185. Louisa Montero, though, is no slouch, and she is plus 150. So just a very small underdog here. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Bia. I think these girls have kind of gone back and forth a few times. And like you said, Louisa gunning for a title to add to the fourth title for the Atos crew. But I think Bia has just been focused on no-gi. She's been focused on this for quite some time. I think she's going to be really, really tough to beat. I say under 10. I think she finds the submission plus 175. Trey?
Yeah, I'm not betting against Bia, partly just because her intensity scares me a little bit, so I don't want to be on the other side of that. So I'm probably going Bia. That's pretty much all I got.
I guess I'd probably take Bia by submission for plus 200 rather than under 10 minutes. What do you got, Mike? What do you think?
Well, could you parlay the three of them? Could you parlay under 10 minutes plus 175, does not go to decision plus 135, Mosquito by submission plus 200, because if she taps for under 10 minutes, you get all three of those.
Yeah, that's
true. You might as well parlay them, right?
Mm-hmm. Does it work like that?
That's what I would
can
go.
do that.
Bia, no disrespect to Louisa Montero, but I think Bia Mosquito under 10 does not go to submission. Mosquito by sub.
Yeah, I'm curious to see just how this match plays out. No gi, these girls I think have fought many times in the gi, and a lot of times they tie each other up, and so I think this one's gonna be a lot more explosive and a little faster paced. Bia, I think, has got she's got some ground to make up from a couple weeks ago, so she's gonna be kind of hungry to go after win a belt. But yeah, can't sleep on Louisa. Can't sleep on Louisa for sure. Anything else you guys want to say about this matchup? All right, let's move it on. Let's keep it moving. Natalie Hibero returns to the Who's Number One stage to take on the Welsh black belt Fiona Davis. She's here, I believe. She's I believe, kind of training around the Austin area. It seems like getting ready for this one. Natalie, of course, out there with Checkmat with Trey's guy Lucas Leitch. Mike, you want to kick this one off? Fiona Davis versus Natalie Hibero. Where do you see this one going?
I mean, this is an interesting one. Obviously, Fion's got a bunch of fans. Killed it at ADCC, broke Bia's arm in the semis before taking second. But Natalie Hibero's no joke. I'm not quite sure what their history is like against each other. But, I mean, Natalie Hibero's 1-0 on this event. She beat Louisa in the Gordon versus Mateus match a little over a year ago. So what do we got going on here? They got under 10 minutes is plus. So they think it's going to go over 10. Fion's the favorite. Fiona by sub is plus 275. I mean, in these rules, I'd have to lean towards Fiona, but Natalie Hibero's no joke. This could go either way. I'd have to pick Fiona if I was going to pick somebody, but I wouldn't be surprised if Natalie Hibero pulls. I mean, I'm going to call it an upset. People might get upset about that or might get mad about that because Natalie's, pretty accomplished. But I think Fiona with her, performance at ADCC has got to be the favorite. And I would pick Fiona.
There you go. Corey, what are you thinking, man?
I don't know how the match is going to go. They're both, like Mike said, very accomplished. We got to see more of Fiona at Nogi Worlds earlier this week. Natalie was in, but she didn't have any matches. She had a three-woman division of skater right through to the finals where she closed out. Fiona had a bunch of very technical submissions. She did lose by submission to Gabby McComb, so that throws kind of a wrench in this thing. Either way, I'm going to call it does not go to decision. I'm going to call it straight up. This match is going to end a submission. Can't call who, but plus 145. Why do I have to? Yeah.
Does not go to decision plus 145. Gotcha. Man, to be honest, like looking at all the odds here, I feel like that Hibero by decision plus 300 looks pretty attractive. Like I said, I think it's good. This match might be a lot closer than people think. Fiona is a fan favorite, of course, and she's got an electric style. But Natalie is no joke. I could see these girls battling the full 15 minutes, exchanging for submission after submission. And I really think if it goes to decision, it probably does favor Natalie. In my opinion. So I'm going to take Natalie Hibero by decision there, plus 300. I think that's probably the best bet on the board for me. I like that one. What are you thinking, Trey?
The Discord Horde is obviously, they love Fiona, so I'm going to ride with Fiona. I think looking at this, I would probably just take Fiona at minus 130 straight up, and then also Fiona by submission for the plus 275. So those would probably be the bets I would place in that situation. I think both are going to come out obviously super aggressive and stuff, and then if I bet on that, hopefully Fiona obviously would submit her early, under 10 minutes. So.
And Mike, you mentioned the Fiona Bia match at ADCC. Obviously both these girls going for different titles. This is the flyweight title that they're going for here. Fiona versus Natalie. The bantamweight title is Louisa versus Bia Mosquito. But is that something that you're thinking about maybe down the line if Fiona and Bia win belts or something like that?
I mean, you got to be thinking about that, right? Like that's a match that's got to be run back. I mean, Bia Mosquito hadn't been tapped in forever when that happened. Fiona broke her arm in the semifinals of ADCC. Bia's got to want that match. It'd be big for Fiona to go out and win again and prove that it wasn't a fluke. I think down the line you got to be looking towards Fiona and Bia. I mean, another girl in the mix is Bia Basilio, but I mean, there's a lot of fun matches in this 125, 135 area that we could do. So I think eventually you're going to have to be looking at Fiona and Bia meeting up one way or another.
Yeah, but of course, 2017, Bia kind of smashed Fiona. And then she came back in 2019, Fiona did, and submitted Bia, one of the most impressive performances, or one of maybe the best submission of the entire tournament there. So love to see that one, but crazy matchup here. Fiona versus Natalie for the 125-pound title, bantamweight title. But let's run into some other matches here. Where are we going? We got Oliver Tazza versus Levi Jones Leary, the most interesting man in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Is that what's next?
Let's talk about this one. Levi is the favorite, believe it or not, at minus 205.
Wow.
Oliver Tazza, the underdog, plus 175. Some interesting over and under, some interesting prop bets here. I don't talk about just the straight up lines first, because we've seen Levi in exactly one no-gi match as a black belt.
Yeah.
And that was at No-Gi Worlds, where he lost by, I think, 4-0. So
to the eventual champion there?
To the eventual champ, Hugo Marquez, versus Oliver Tazza, who, of course, is very experienced no-gi, right? He's been on Who's Number One now a total of 3 times?
Yep.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah. What do you think, Mike? Are you surprised that Levi's the favorite here?
And Tazza is just eternally the underdog. Tazza could win ADCC, they would still have him as the underdog. But, I mean, I think he's underrated. I think people think Tazza is an easier match than he is. I think that's why Guy asked for Alves to get him. We saw how that worked out. I mean, looked like he did some pretty bad damage to Alves' leg. I mean, Tazza's great for these rules. Tazza gets after the submissions. He's 2-1. He beat Tama and Alves by decision. He lost to Miki Galval by decision, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would have to be looking at I'd be picking Tazza here. I mean, no disrespect to Levi, but Tazza's just had so much more reps, so much more experience, competition time, competing no-gi. He's been on this event. He's done these rules before. I like Tazza at plus 175. I don't know if he subs Levi. I mean, who knows? I mean, Levi's been working with Lachlan down there. I'd imagine he's got some good leg lock defense stuff, but I'd be betting on Tazza here in this one.
Did you pick somebody, Corey?
Not yet, but I will go with Tazza by decision at plus 400. I think that's the obvious bet to make. I like the idea of Levi Jones Leary moving into no-gi and really like adapting his game for this rule set. I think there's a lot to come from that, but time being, I think Tazza by decision is the most sensible bet here.
Yeah, there's definitely, for these gi heavy athletes kind of jumping into the deep end of no-gi submission only grappling, there's definitely kind of a learning curve, and I think we've seen that with guys like you said, like Jonathan Alves and a few others. So there's definitely a learning curve, but I can't pick against my guy Levi Jones Leary, just one of the funnest guys to watch on and off the mat. I think Levi gets it done. He got a taste of elite grappling. Hugo Marquez is a different animal all in itself than Oliver Tazza. I think Oliver Tazza is going to be much more willing to engage with Levi and where Levi is good. So I think Levi eventually finds a Berimbolo, finds the back and things like that. And I think he can get it done. So I'm going to take Levi by submission plus 250. It just seems like, go all in.
Yeah. I'm saying Tazza does it in true Oliver Tazza fashion. He gives up some form of dominant position. He gives up a guard pass or a back take, but then attacks some heel hooks.
Yep.
And does wins a controversial decision that pisses off one side. But Levi, let's talk about Levi for a second. You guys were out there at No-Gi Worlds. Did he have this little, I don't know, what is that thing that he like sings into on Instagram? You guys been seeing this shit?
I don't know what that is, but we got to get one for Trey because Trey's got some nasty skills on the mic.
Oh yeah, dude. I got to get one of those. But yeah,
you're gonna rap. Are you gonna rap battle, Levi?
I mean, if that's what it's coming down to, me and Levi in a rap battle. I mean, I don't know. It might have to happen. But yeah, his Instagram is unreal. If you're not following Levi Jones Leary, you need to make that happen because he's always like doing some sort of like rap thing in that keyboard or like flute. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what that thing is.
It's like a
I'm
MIDI.
very interested in it.
Yeah, it's like some sort of like MIDI keyboard, but like you can speak into it. And I don't know what that thing is, but he's killing it, man. This kid's killing it.
And he's got skateboard skills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's kick flipping out there, like left and right. I see him.
The most stylish guy in jiu-jitsu, I would say.
Yep, I love his gi company there. They're doing some cool stuff. I like the vibe of his gi company. He's always got a different colored hair every time I see him. So yeah, this dude's one of the most interesting dudes in jiu-jitsu, 100%. I love that he's finally coming around on the show.
I'm more interested in what that thing is he raps into than the actual jiu-jitsu match. I gotta get to the bottom of that next week. Hopefully he brings it. We can have him do it on the press conference or something.
Yeah, I'm sure he would love to. It sounds like. What's the Discord think about Levi Jones?
I might change my pick actually. Oliver Tazza, as far as I know, can't rap for shit. I might switch over to Levi winning this thing.
I'm saying. if it's a rap battle. What's going on
What's
in
the Discord chat saying? Trey, are you on the Discord? We haven't mentioned them all day.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the Discord. I've been giving them a shout out here and there. It looks like they're leaning a little bit towards Tazza on this one. They brought up Levi Jones Leary's Nogi Worlds performance. They're a little concerned about him in Nogi, so it looks like they're leaning Tazza on this one.
I don't think you can compare Hugo and Oliver. They're just completely opposite ends of the spectrum, like jiu-jitsu style-wise, right? So I think that it's going to be a completely different match.
Different rules, too. Like Hugo Marquez would probably get DQ'd on our event at the least he wouldn't win a match with the style of jiu-jitsu that he uses. So it's a completely different match, completely different approach. Taz is going to bring it a little bit more. I don't think you can really compare those two matchups with the rule changes, different opponent and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. You got something, Trey?
I also think just Levi was very excited going into Nogi Worlds. He was telling us he had a lot of stuff he wanted to show off that he's been working on in Nogi. I don't think he got the opportunity to do that. So I think there's an aspect where he's going to come into this Who's Number One now a little more juiced up and like wanting to show some of the stuff he's been working on. So I think there's an extra element of maybe him being amped up. Also, if we get
what do you mean a little more juiced up?
A little more juiced up, like when you get all amped. He's been playing his recorder or whatever it is in a non-derogatory way, a super sick way, and he gets jacked up in the back. He's like, let's do this thing. Comes out to the press conference with that bad boy. How are you ever going to pick against him? You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Heel hook Levi. I like it. We're going to see the new iteration of heel hook Levi. I like it.
He trains. Levi's associated with being a gi guy, but he trains at Unity. They're very good at Nogi. Like, look, Pato, Devontae, Maisa, they all won Nogi Worlds over the weekend.
4 world champions this weekend from Unity.
Yeah, crazy. Big ups for Unity. And, Levi looking to continue that train. But we've got another big fight on the card, on the main card here as well.
Title fight.
Yep, talking about heel hooks. We got heel hook Mikey Musumeci making his return, of course, to the Who's Number One stage. And this time he's taking on Richard Alarcon from One Jiu-Jitsu, I believe. And this is a great matchup. It's a 135-pound title, bantamweight. Mikey's more natural weight, Richard's more natural weight. Mike, kick us off for this one, man. What are you hyped about for this one, and who's the pick?
I'm just excited. We didn't get to see much of Mikey at the Who's Number One championship. He ran into a landmine in Gabriel Souza in the first round, but I'm excited to see Mikey coming back. I think Mikey's going to be on a warpath. I think he's going to go further down the dark road. He was going towards the breaking mechanics, the dark side, the Sith, Mikey Musumeci, Darth Rigatoni. I think we're going to be seeing Mikey Musumeci coming here to prove a point, and that's a very dangerous time to be competing against Mikey. I think Alarcon's in some trouble. What's Mikey by some? Wow, they got Mikey by submission at a minus, but does not go to decision is a minus. Under 10 minutes is a minus. So the odds makers are saying Mikey's going to tap him in under 10 minutes. And I'm going to have to agree with him. I think this is going to be a Lucas Pinedo type of match where I just think coming off a loss like that, a bad loss on a big stage, Mikey Musumeci is going to be a problem. And I think Mikey taps him.
What do you got, Corey?
Yeah, I have a hard time saying that Alarcon will be tapped under 10 because he does not get submitted very often. He's got a very wrestling style. I think that might give Mikey a little bit of some problems in the initial phases, maybe the initial 5-10 minutes, trying to get the right type of engagement for him to submit Alarcon the way he wants. So he's going to come in here looking to do something very specific. That's the way Mikey always handles these matches. I think he'll eventually get the submission, but I think Alarcon's going to give him a little bit of trouble maybe in the first phase of the match.
Yeah, just huge opportunity here for Alarcon to put himself on the map, become a Who's Number One champion, really change the course of his career. Big opportunity. I think it's at this point just kind of impossible for me to pick against Mikey Musumeci, all the things he's accomplished, even despite his poor performance at Who's Number One championship. Like Mike said, I think he's going to be doubling down, coming back twice as aggressive, twice as intense, and he's going to be looking for that submission. If you thought he was submission heavy before, he's really going to be hunting for it this time around, and he's really kind of shored up his breaking mechanics, I'm sure it sounds like. So yeah, gotta pick Mikey. No disrespect to Richard. I think it's going to be a big opportunity for him, and all of us picking Mikey, and Richard goes out there and shocks the world. That's even bigger for him. So I'm going to go with Mikey. I'll go Mikey by submission minus 150. That seems to be the play. What's going on over there, Trey?
Yeah, the Discord's taking Darth Rigatoni in under 10 minutes. They're saying it's a mortal lock. So that's what the people are saying. Renee Souza says he's got to take Mr. Pizza by armbar. So it looks like they're leaning pretty heavy towards Mikey.
Sick. Yeah, I mean, Mikey Musumeci coming off a big loss like that, guard pass tapped. I mean, that's a problem. You're going from him talking about coming on the show, talking about he wants to break Gio's leg to work on his braking mechanics. Sounding, that's when the dark side started coming out. Then he goes and he takes a loss, and that has to have pushed him further deeper into the depths of the side of the Sith, the ways of the Sith. I think Mikey Musumeci is going to be he's going to be a big problem in this match. It's a bad time for Richard Alarcon to be matched up with him.
Yeah, for sure. Have you been talking with Mikey at all? Does he
have I talk with Mikey every day.
Is he gonna have a new corner? Are we allowed to talk about that or anything? Or is what's he doing? How's he preparing?
Who?
Mikey? Yeah.
I'd imagine doing the same type of things, but I mean, he's so fanatical on improving all of his faults in jiu-jitsu. I mean, even when he wins in dominating fashion, he gets upset with himself and thinks he has something to go work on. So after taking a bad loss, getting his guard passed twice, getting submitted by Gabriel, I'd imagine he's just been fanatical about getting better at no-gi, at his guard. I mean, he might not get his guard passed again ever. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I mean, I'd imagine Mikey's just got Tammy and his friends out there in the garage just drilling stuff on him, working on what he needs to fix, and he's going to be super motivated for this match for sure.
Heck yeah, we're kicking things off with this matchup, kicking it off with a bang, kicking it off with a title fight, Mikey versus Richard. And that's the main card right there. We got 3 title fights, plus Levi and Tazza, plus Gordon versus Phil. So incredible main card, wouldn't you say, Corey?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not something you're not going to want to miss. But let's talk about these prelims a little bit too. The ones free on YouTube. At the top of the card on the prelims is Jacob Couch versus Hunter Colvin. Let's look at the odds here because kind of might be a little bit surprising. Couch is the favorite, and it's I wouldn't say it's close. Couch is minus 225. They have it going under 10 minutes, and they have Couch by submission as a pretty high favorite as well. So it looks like the odds makers are expecting Couch to win by a quick submission here. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Couch just had such a great performance at Who's Number One Championships there. Looked really, really great. Had a good performance, even in a loss against John Blank. Looked really good. Had a great performance. Of course, shocked everybody. Submitted Roberto Jimenez. I've seen a lot of Hunter's matches. I know he's a top player. I know he's a wrestler. I'm not 100% sure how good his guard is, how good his leg locks are, and things like that. But when you're fighting Jacob Couch, your leg lock defense will get tested. That's you have to know that going into a match with Jacob Couch. This is a guy who is an elite leg locker, and he doesn't just attack once either. He attacks once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. That's how he got Roberto. He just kept kind of switching and attacking. So yeah, you got to like Couch by submission here. I haven't really seen, I'm not 100% sure about what Hunter's guard looks like, what his leg lock defense looks like, but Couch has been killing it out there lately, man.
I have to say, I was impressed too. But by Couch finished 2 leg locks in his first 2 matches. In the final, he ended up maybe
at
rolling
No-Gi
over.
Worlds, you're talking about?
Excuse me, at No-Gi Worlds. Yeah, he ended up rolling over for an anaconda choke and put his opponent to sleep in sub a minute, right, less than a minute or so. So looked absolutely incredible. Showed us some new tricks, and I think maybe woke up some people to the fact that he's not just a leg locker, despite the fact that that's maybe where he excels the most.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong here, but I think I saw Hunter Colvin before COVID at a Fight to Win in Dallas heel hook Cody Steele. So I think he's pretty well versed in the leg lock game as well. But I mean, Jacob Couch, we saw at the Who's Number One Championship, a lot of guys can get in on legs, right? A lot of guys can get in on legs. They don't really have the finishing mechanics a lot of time. But what Couch had, which really separates him from a lot of people, I think, is his ability to maintain those positions and to flow through the defenses and stay tight on those positions. A lot of guys give up the knee line in a matter of seconds once they get in there. Mm-hmm. Couch was just handcuffing these guys. He was just gluing himself to these guys' legs. And Roberto and Tackett just couldn't get out of there. He's going to be a problem. I think Couch, we're looking at the next year or so leading up to ADCC, might establish himself as one of the best leg lockers in the game. And, I'm really looking forward to this one. This is 2 submission hunters. with prelims, that's going out free on YouTube. We try and make these always some of the most exciting matches possible. And this one does not go to some decision minus 210. I would take that. I think both these guys sell. I mean, you're looking at a minus, but I think it's still a good bet. I don't see this one going a full 15 minutes.
What's the weight here, Mike?
205.
Gotcha. Cool. What's going on in the Discord over there, Trey? They're all big Hillbilly Hammer fans, I assume?
Yeah, of course. The Couch is obviously a fan favorite here in the Discord and in the YouTube chat, so they're siding with him, obviously. Couch is definitely on a heater right now. You never bet against a guy on a heater, so I think that's
words to live by.
Pay.
Nice. Mike, what do you think? What Couch has just been on a tear lately. Obviously, you know Couch better than all of us. You've spent a lot of time with him. What is it about Jacob Couch? Because I mean, when we're out there at Who's Number One Championships, Jacob Couch had top 3 pops from the crowd probably just when he was walking out. This guy really is. He's still a brown belt, but he really is becoming kind of one of the biggest stars in jiu-jitsu right in front of our eyes. What is it about Jacob Couch you think that people love so much?
I mean, well, the Daisy Fresh series helps. Obviously, it lets people know a little bit about him. We spend a lot of time marketing him there, but I mean, he's got personality and he's a finisher. That's what people like, right? That's why a guy like Couch, still a brown belt, whatever. I mean, he's got more fans than some of the greatest of all time because he's got personality. He's himself on camera and in interviews. He keeps it real, and also he goes for the finish. He's not the type of guy that wants to win by decision, wants to run away and just survive and hopefully win a decision. He's always going after the sub. And I mean, those are the two things, if you got personality, everybody doesn't have to be Craig Jones and be funny or be Gordon and talk trash. Just be yourself and go for submissions, put on exciting matches. People are going to love you. And that's what Couch has got. He's got the perfect formula to have a bunch of fans. And yeah, people love him.
Yeah, I think Couch
got a cool nickname too. Hillbilly Hammer is not a bad nickname.
That does definitely help. Hillbilly Hammer is a sick nickname. But yeah, I think him donating his $1,000 submission bonus check to kind of John Blank just is a great example of Couch is providing us with this window into who he is, and we're kind of slowly getting to see who he is. And I think that's one of the reasons why people have responded so well to him, just because like you said, he is authentic, keeps it real, and really kind of shows us who he is. So that's one of my favorite parts about Couch anyway.
Yeah, he's a great story too, right? I mean, this dude's bank account was overdrawn when he won $8,500 at the Who's Number One Championship. I was FaceTiming with him earlier, and he was talking about the money finally hit his bank account. He doesn't even know what to do with himself. I just told him, make sure you save that shit. But yeah, he's a great story. Came up from nothing. Nobody really knew who he was about a year ago, and now he's becoming one of the biggest stars in the game.
Hell yeah, that's what we do on the Who's Number One stage. Give you the platform to be yourself, become a star within this sport. Just look at Jacob Couch for sure. Corey, keep us moving here on the prelims. What do we got next?
Yeah,
this is a fun one, right?
Talk about another winner from Nogi World earlier last week. Brianna St. Marie came out. She won gold at Nogi World. She's going to be taking on Bree Robertson, a very accomplished kind of leg locker from 10 Planet. She's got great back control, back attack game. Brianna St. Marie is plus 150, the underdog against Bree Robertson, who's the favorite at minus 185. So close matchup here. Looks like the odds makers have it going by submission. Can't say that I blame them. They're both finishers. Brianna St. Marie has a great armbar. Bree Robertson more decorated in the leg lock. So really a clash of styles here.
What can you tell us about these two, Michael? Why'd you match these two girls up?
I think they're kind of sleeping on Brianna St. Marie. This girl's a stud. I mean, I don't know if you could call a girl a stud. I don't know if there's another female equivalent for it, but I've been seeing this girl for a long time. And yeah, she's a finisher, just tapping her way through weight and absolute at IBJJF events. She just won the combat jiu-jitsu event, right? Medusa or whatever. And she's going up against Bree Robertson, the girl who Eddie Bravo is big on. Eddie has been telling me for a while, you got to get this girl on. She's the next Grace Gundrum. She's the next best thing coming out of 10th Planet. So this is perfect for the prelims. Two up-and-comers, the future of the sport. I mean, this is at 125 pounds, the weight class where Fion's fighting for the title. We could see Fion versus one of them in not too long, just like we were talking about with Couch. Couch went from, an unknown to a huge star in a very short amount of time, and I could see either one of these girls having the same type of situation in the next year. I think we're going to see one or both of them in the title picture at this weight class, and they're both going to bring it, just like the last match we talked about. They're both submission hunters. I'd have to bet on this thing. What's the line on going to a sub here?
By submission is minus 200.
I'd still take it. I think this one goes to a sub too. I might parlay all three of the prelims going to a sub. They might all be minus, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 prelims here go to a sub.
Yeah. So, did you make a pick here, Corey?
Yeah, I would call this. Yeah, I'd make the same pick as Mike. Does not go to decision. Minus 200 doesn't matter. I don't see a way that either of these girls let it go past 10 minutes.
Well, I think, you guys seem confident about the submission, so I'll take St. Marie by submission then, plus 275. That's a just slightly better bet. Brianna has just been impressing me left and right every time I see her walk onto a mat. I'm impressed by her, so I have to assume that she's going to be even better this time around. And I'll take Brianna for sure. What's the Discord saying over there, Trey?
Man, the Discord's been a little quiet on this one, so I think this is an opportunity for both these athletes to kind of come out and put on a show and show people that there's someone they should be talking about.
There you go.
So
where's the 10th Planet crew in there?
Yeah, where's the 10th Planet crew? I don't know, but so on Wednesday, October 20th, I think plenty of people are going to be talking about Brianna St. Marie and Bree Robertson. But I'd probably ride with you on this one, Reed. I'm going to take Brianna St. Marie singing "Oh Canada" all the way home.
You know what? I'm going to change my bet. I'm going to put it on Bree Robertson by submission plus 150. Just seeing what she's been able to do all this year. I can't think of a match that went to decision with her involved. So gonna ride in on Bree Robertson on this one.
Yeah, it is an exciting matchup. Both these girls. Go ahead.
I probably wouldn't want to bet on a winner here because it's just such a it's a big question mark for me here, right? Like I don't know what to expect. You could tell me that either one of them ended up going out and smoked the other one, and I would believe you. But I think I'm really excited for it. I think these girls got a bright future. I think they're going to come out much bigger names after this match, both of them.
There you go, live on YouTube. That's our second prelim of the night. You can just go to our YouTube channel, check that out. But the first match of the night, another fun one. I know you guys are really looking forward to this one as well. Couple of badasses who always go for the kill, never in a boring match. Neither of these guys. What can you kick us off about this one here, Corey? What do you think?
Damian Anderson from New Wave is the favorite, minus 175, going up against the Giant Slayer, the Showman, the Big Show, Esteban Martinez, plus 140, the underdog.
Show. Is the Big Show his nickname?
That
should be his nickname.
We're going to try and work that in there.
The Big Show is a sick nickname for him.
Esteban.
I'm all for calling him the Big Show.
Probably giving up 30 pounds in this, but he's the underdog at plus 140. I like Esteban in this one, man. I got to say, he's if it goes to decision, I have it Esteban all the way. Esteban by decision plus 220. That's my bet here. Damian Anderson has a very control-oriented game, but he can scrap too, right? We saw that against Richard Alarcon. We saw that against Gabriel Souza, both at Emerald City, where he tapped both those guys. So don't know what to make of this match. I think if it goes to decision, it's all Esteban. That's where I'm putting it.
Both these guys were at that Emerald City
they
bracket.
did very well.
Yeah, how did Esteban do?
Esteban won his first match, put his opponent to sleep, and then lost his second match by decision to Keith Krikorian.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And then, of course, Damian did really well during that tournament as well. But they didn't fight each other in that tournament.
They did not fight.
Okay, so hell yeah. What do you think about this one, Mike? Damian versus the Big Show.
And the Big Show's got a lot of fans. People love this guy. You guys have probably seen little clips of him on Instagram going in absolutes with people like literally twice his height. But it's crazy. I mean, even going this is like an absolute match for him here, even at 145 pounds. But I'd have to go with Damian here. I'd have to go with the favorite, Damian. Damian's been on this event, had a few matches. He's coming off going 0-2 at Who's Number One Championship, but those were tough losses. He's better than that. We saw him tap some good guys at Emerald City. We saw him beat Luis Quinones here. I think Esteban, he's a little Tasmanian devil. He's got a lot of energy. He goes hard, but I think we're going to see Damian, play it safe and just try and take him out in the second half of the match, wear him down a little bit like he did against Louise. And I think Damian ends up beating him. Damian's got good leg locks, but it's hard to get a leg entry and to keep the knee on a guy that's got legs that short. I'm going to say Damian by decision here. I'm going to say this will be the only prelim that goes to decision. I'll go with Damian.
Yep, another guy, who I'm sure was a little disappointed in his Who's Number One Championship performance and is gunning to be back on the stage, gunning, to get a win back. He kind of had this surging performance against Luis Quinones there at one of the previous Who's Number Ones, and where he was really kind of looking like a star, where he had the Emerald City win over there as well. So I think Damien's the pick. Damien has been looking really, really good. He had a little bit of a slip up, but I mean, we've learned how good Diego Pato is. No shame in losing to Diego Pato, and that was an incredible match. Diego Pato, one of the best guys in this weight class out there. So I like Damien over here. I'm pulling for the Big Show, to be honest, just because big fan of him and big fan of his style, big fan of his devil may care attitude that he brings. But Damien's an exciting finisher, so I'll have to give it to him.
Thinking about this, Esteban rolls a lot like Gary Tonin, right? He throws himself in terrible positions and scrambles his way to a great position. It's something Damien's very familiar with, obviously, coming up under Gary. But we could see a very interesting match because of that, because Damien's so familiar with that style, and Esteban brings it.
There you go. That's a good point.
I might fly the Big Show out here after this and have him challenge Connor for his Texas catch. What's kind of the champion of catch wrestling?
Catch wrestling. Yeah. That's some bullshit.
I'm gonna bring the Big Show, the Giant Slayer, out here like I'm his manager. I'll be Bobby Heenan. I'm gonna bring him to take Connor's strap from him. I'm gonna bring him to take that Texas catch wrestling title off.
We'll do it live on the podcast too.
Perfect.
The Big Show versus the Kentucky Crankshaft. That's what he's been wanting to be called. I don't know.
Connor doesn't want that smoke with the Big Show.
Are people pumped about this matchup? What are they thinking about this matchup, Trey?
Oh, yeah. Discord, the chat, they're stoked. They want the show, baby. Give them the Big Show. They're calling for it. At Nogi World in Esteban's corner, Diego the whole time was just yelling, give them the show. I don't care if you win. Give them the show. So the Big Show is all about it. He's a showman for sure. 100% chance of backflips are on the weather report. So the Discord's riding with the Big Show for sure.
Who goes crazier, Diego Romaglio or Lucas Leite?
Lucas Leite goes crazier. Diego just yells, give him the show, and then Esteban does the crazy shit. So He's the one doing the crazy stuff out there. Backflips, cartwheel passes, doesn't matter, dude. He'll do it all.
Yeah, hey, Troy, I want to hear your power rankings for crazy coaches. Let's hear it. Who's the most hyped in the corner?
Yeah. Okay. So quick power rankings. Number one for sure, Lucas Leite. All right.
We've established that. Yep.
Yeah. He's obviously the craziest in the corner. Number two, for just like inciting craziness, I'm gonna go Eddie Bravo. If you put him in the corner, he's not gonna go crazy necessarily, but just people go crazy. People start chanting stuff. It's insane. After those two, just top of my head, I might have to think some more. So maybe I'll drop an article or a video or something given the top power rankings.
Hibemar was a crazy coach versus Natalie.
Mikey's corner crew,
he brings
Mikey
a
and friends,
squad.
The Bolo Bros. Those guys get pretty hyped.
How do you not throw Heath in like the top three there? Heath brings a riot squad.
I would put Spatch above Heath actually though for just crazy corner. Spatch is the one yelling insane stuff. So
Heath comes with a whole gang. So the Pego guys got to be in there. What about the Bethlehem guys? The Bethlehem guys are pretty damn hyped too.
Yeah.
That's a dope corner. I'll say that, like Zach Maslany and stuff. That's a really dope corner.
Steve with the great call out. Mario Hayes too.
Oh yeah, Mario has.
Mario Hayes is the most hyped corner man ever. That's a whole other level.
Yeah, he's a great corner man for sure.
We might need to make the full breakdown on this. Just craziest corners. So
love it.
Who you guys could have anybody as your corner? Who you going? I'm gonna take Murillo just because that voice is so goddamn.
That's a sick corner.
Murillo's
so goddamn intimidating. I'm gonna take Murillo's booming voice coaching me throughout the crowd.
Murillo's the call, but I think a close second is Heath and the Daisy Fresh squad, because how can you not get energized with 70 people behind you?
Yeah, I was gonna say Heath.
If you could give Heath Murillo's voice, you got the ultimate corner man, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say Heath because that's what I want, right? It's just like you want a team behind you, just like gassing you up.
Heath coached you already. Heath has already coached you to championship gold when Reed won pants.
It's true. Heath is my unofficial coach, so. Yeah. I'll ride with Heath, but you gotta give. Yeah, Mario Hayes gets me hype. I'm just there with a video camera, and I'm like, ready to go.
You don't even understand what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like ready to fight anybody like immediately, just because Mario Hayes gets you so jacked up. Trey,
I would say going with Lucas Leite.
Well, first of all, Josh Jitsu in the chat had a great suggestion. Mike Perry's girlfriend is number one corner man in MMA, so I might ask her if she has any jiu-jitsu experience, get her to corner me. But then, yeah, for sure. No, actually, I'm going to go AJ Agazarm, but I want him to coach me in Portuguese the whole time, even though I don't know Portuguese. So we got a video of him doing that. I'm going to go with
AJ
that
way.
just to throw things off. So I'm taking AJ in my corner.
Going AJ as your corner.
Yeah, AJ Agazarm, baby, all in Portuguese. Boa, you know what I mean?
Interesting choice. AJ Agazarm coaching you in a language you don't speak is what you're going with as your corner.
It's worked before.
Yep.
No, you lose, I think. You lose that match.
Yeah.
Sick.
All
like
right,
you said,
manscaped.com, right? Code word, password, whatever, WNO, 20% off and free shipping. If you want to get some stuff to shave your balls, get your balls
It's
ready for the holiday
Wednesday.
season.
Wednesday, people. Wednesday, October 20th. For the first time, we're doing Who's Number One midweek show. Make sure you guys tune in for Wednesday. You got nothing to do on a Wednesday night. Don't lie to me.
Press conference weigh-ins on Tuesday. Also watch that.
Yep, absolutely. Mike's going to be hosting the press conference and the weigh-in, so tune in for that. And like I said, Wednesday night, 7 p.m., I believe, this show is going down. Don't miss it. We're doing the prelims on YouTube, just like always, and then giving out 3 belts and doing a crazy match with Gordon Ryan versus UFC welterweight Philip Fresh. Going to be sick. Mike, you got anything else?
God bless you all.
Sick. Corey, any last words?
That's it. Let's go.
Trey from the back.
Oh, the Discord's amped. It's going down Wednesday, October 20th.
Why are you calling him Trey? His name's Troy.
Troy, my bad. That's my fault. Sorry about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Who's Number One podcast. We'll see y'all next week. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be hype. Tune in. See y'all.